Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BUL3130 Law for Professionals and your first Monday Morning Breakfast Byte. So welcome to the semester, welcome to the class. I'm hoping that you will enjoy the material. You're taking this course in order to better prepare you as you go out into your professional careers. As we all know, knowledge is power, and the more information you have, and with some understanding of the legal implications of our actions, the better prepared you are to make sound business decisions and sound decisions when it comes to issues that may come across your desk. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started and let you run through a few housekeeping things with you, and then quickly run through some of the week one material. So, if you will start with the Please Begin Here folder, and then from there, just take a look at the information provided in it regarding the syllabus, regarding some housekeeping items, and then we'll go down from there. Each folder each week will have both a lecture materials folder as well as a homework folder. So you know that's where your homework is and where you want to get started. You want to go ahead and click the Open Mind tab now, because if you click that, you can go ahead and log your course code, because it takes you directly to the course Cengage materials that I have set up for us within the course. Then click into the introduction, and please finally complete the syllabus quiz. You get up to 3 tries, and you want to get 100% on the syllabus quiz, moving you forward into the class. Now, your introduction, just discuss a little bit about yourself. Tell me and your classmates a little bit about yourself. There's a team project in this course, so as you introduce yourself, it allows other people to get to know you a little better. Mind Tap now. If you don't have the book this week, don't worry. You do have an 8-day trial, so you can go ahead and have access to the ebook and the material that we're going to be covering this week. With that said, I'm going to click over here into the week 1 folder. And in the week 1 folder, we're going to start with talking about just our U.S. court system, our American legal system, how it's set up and how it's worked, just to give you some basic understanding. Now, we're flying through this material pretty quickly. Some of you have taken the lower division business law course, and that's awesome, and some of you haven't. But there are a lot of readings for this week, but I promise you, as the weeks go on, those readings trim down, but they're pretty easy readings to go through, and the book is an easy read, so I think you'll be okay with that. This week you're going to complete a Cengage video quiz. That video quiz is actually housed in the homework folder. Any assignment that you have to complete that's graded in Cengage is actually linked in the homework materials or in the materials of the course, so you don't have to go to any outside lab. What you'll do is you'll click into, for example, the video quiz folder, click onto the video. It will take you directly, once you've logged in with your course code or you have the free 8-day trial, it will take you directly there. You'll watch the video, you'll click the X in the right hand corner of the video, then it will take you directly into the quiz. You can take that numerous times until you get the highest score that you want, which is hopefully 100%, and that's what we'll post to the gradebook. Now, let's go back into the week 1 folder. As I said, you've got the lecture subfolder each week, and with that lecture subfolder, there's also supplemental materials, supplemental readings. Please be aware of that, because it's very important that you review those. Some of the material you're tested on actually comes from those supplemental readings, so that's important. There's also a week 1 PowerPoint. There's a PowerPoint for most weeks. You want to go ahead and access that, because that's testable material as well. From there, you want to go ahead and go into the homework folder. We've got an interesting Americans with Disabilities case initially, so I want you to go ahead and click into that and take a look at that week 1 discussion. And then that has to do with the Houston versus Murad case. You're going to also take quiz 1, and then, as I said earlier, the video Cengage quiz, which usually is somewhere between 3 to 5 questions after you actually view the video. Quizzes are usually 10 questions each. I encourage you to save your quizzes to study from for the midterm and final exam. Now, with that said, we're going to be looking at the American legal system this week. So you want to take a look and pay attention to how our legal system is set forth. Understand that we get our laws from certain areas, and that includes our U.S. Constitution, of course, our state constitutions, legislative action, which has to do with acts that are passed, and regulations that are passed from an administrative standpoint, which is a little different than the legislative standpoint, because regulations are passed by administrative agencies. The legislature actually creates those administrative agencies, and examples of the administrative agencies are the Environmental Protection Agency, the Internal Revenue Service, the Department of State, things of that nature. They create regulations that support the overall legislation that's passed, such as the Americans with Disabilities Act and things of that nature. We have our formal Internal Revenue Service Code that's regulatory in nature as well. So when you read legislation that's passed, and that's called an act, then what you find is that there are things and information, terms in there that are ambiguous. The regulations come along, which are the regulatory agencies, to help give clarity to those ambiguous terms so that the laws can actually be enforced. When the laws are being enforced, that means that the judiciary is getting involved. And when the judiciary is getting involved, the judiciary is actually creating what we call case law, or sometimes we refer to as common law as well. But common law comes from things that are in existence, such as negligence, which is a common law, not a legislative form of law that we utilize in the American legal system. So, but back to the case law. Case law is created when you take a certain set of circumstances and you determine whether the law, whether it's legislative and regulatory or whatever it may be, applies to that particular situation or does not apply. When that decision is made by the judiciary, could be by a jury trial or could be by what we call a bench trial, where the judge rules on the matter. In either event, that creates case law. That's where we get our case law from. So pay attention to those things as you go through. Pay attention to the constitutional items that are of importance, including due process and things of that nature. If you have questions at any time, please don't hesitate to contact me or your instructor for the course. We're here to help you. Email is usually the best mode of communication to contact us, and we'll get back to you generally within 24 hours. So have a great week one, everybody, and again, welcome to class.